How secrets create distance in relationships. That's our topic today. And a lot of people experience this. So if you have yet to subscribe to our channels, please do. If you got a question, put it in the box. Well, how do secrets actually create this emotional distance in a relationship? How do they do that? Well, see, once I have a secret, I am saying to my spouse or my partner, I'm separating from you. I'm keeping a compartment in my life away from your heart, away from your eyes, away from your ears. I am giving my attention, my time, or my affection, or even my sexuality to something or someone else. I am believing generally that I will not get caught. I am believing that maybe I am in some way, I hear this a lot where a lot of guys will say, well, I'm protecting my wife. No, you're not protecting your wife. You're just being afraid to tell her the truth. But you start getting into some kind of deceptive thinking that the secret is acceptable. And what happens is in the relationship, it's saying, I can't trust you with this darker part of me. I can't trust you with this dishonest part of me. I don't want your assessment or your judgment or your evaluation of this behavior because I know it's unacceptable. I know that you will not approve, and I really am going to protect my behavior. Now, when you protect something, you love something, and immediately your spouse will feel something that you are not all in. And they will feel like there's something going on. And if they're intuitive at all, they might have even an idea of what it is. But it can be, you could be gambling, you could be gaming, you could be seeing prostitutes, pornography, you could be having a friend online from high school. It doesn't really matter what the behavior is. You could just be, hiding money even. Whatever the behavior is, there's an absence in the relationship of you not being all in. It's something that happens inside the eyes. You can't look them totally in there. Even during the sexual encounter, you might not be 1,000% in, and they feel you leave or close your eyes or have to disconnect during because the intimacy is too scary for you because you know you have a secret. And here's the thing. When you have a secret, you oftentimes, and now I've counseled for 40 years, over 5,000 couples, and I found this with people who have secrets because we do a lot with sexual addiction, infidelity. People fly in the Heart to Heart Counseling Center, do intensives every single week of the year. And so secrets is kind of what we have specialized in. But when you have a secret, you will begin a core belief that says, if you really knew me, you wouldn't love me, because I know my secret and I'm not proud of me, and I might reject myself, and I might actually be angry at myself, or I might have guilt or shame, which is a whole nother dynamic in why secrets create distance. Because if you have a secret, especially if it's a big one, and you know it will not be approved or accepted by your spouse or even your family, you are risking being rejected. So there's a couple things that happen. One, you are on an anxious level of wondering if you're going to get caught. If someone picks up your cell phone, if someone looks at your phone records or your bank records or something that would indicate that you're not being totally honest, or they find a significant amount of cash, why would you have that as a secret? Or whatever it is, there's anxiety that comes along with secrets, because you are concerned that you do live in a kind of moral universe and there is no such thing as a secret and you will be caught. And I can tell you, after counseling, 5,000 couples, there is no such as a thing as a secret, and eventually you probably will be caught. But that anxiety is real. So that keeps you from being all in as well. Then, depending on what the behavior is, depending what the secret is, there can be attached significant guilt and shame. And this makes people not want to be around the person that they have the secret towards. Okay, even teenagers, you remember this. If you were doing something, if you were hiding pot or porn in your room, or if you were doing something mom and dad didn't like, and you knew it, you didn't want to be around your mom and dad. Okay, the guilt and shame when you were with them made you feel worse. And so you want to avoid that primary relationship. Same is true in marriage and a long-term partnership. If you're doing something you know it's going to cause them pain if they find out, you are going to have some guilt and some shame about that. And unless you are able to be honest with an accountability person, a therapist, or somebody and start processing this out, the secret tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if it has any addictive qualities to it, like pornography, it will get bigger and take more time. And as it takes more time, you become different. You're not as physically active or socially active or politically active or spiritually active. Whatever you were kind of known for, you start pulling back, and the addiction will take more of your life. And you'll become more callous, if it's an addiction, in the relationship. Will again produce distance in the relationship. So there's no upside to a secret. It's honestly better to discuss what that secret is and let them know why you're protecting it, why it's important to you, why you want to get away with it, why you want to do it, what's it medicating, what are you running from, okay, why are you running to, and have these conversations, and maybe have them with the therapist first, and strongly recommend you call our office, 719-278-3708. That's Heart to Heart Counseling Center in Colorado Springs. And we have coaches and therapists that can help you maybe process what's going on with you. Because if you can dissolve why you have it, then you might not have to keep it anymore. And you might not have to keep that behavior anymore. And once it's not a secret, it's a lot easier to talk about. And so I want to encourage you, first of all, for having the bravery to listen to these few moments, because I know it was uncomfortable. But you don't have to live with secrets. I know what it's like to. I know what it's like not to. Not to, so much better. You feel clean. You feel connected. You can have a better physical relationship with your spouse or partner. You can be much more creative and free. You have more time because your energy and your soul is not being drained by the anxiety, the guilt, or the shame. And I've seen thousands of men and women break secrets and become totally different, wonderful people. And so my encouragement is talk about it with somebody. Maybe a professional first, because they have to keep your secret. So I would encourage you, take the next step. If we can be of help, please reach out. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Hit the button. Got a question? Give us an ask, and we will see you next time.